All right. Hopefully, you have completed the guided meditation and now you are fully feeling the embodiment of your animal's energy and wisdom. So, the important thing is to maintain that connection for the next few minutes or as long as you desire to continue infusing the energy into this piece of art. We're working intuitively, so gather some supplies that bring you joy. I have my Posca paint pens. I have my apparently new favorite Portfolio series water-soluble oil pastels that you can also paint over with water when you've scribbled. And I have my chalk pastels. I also have some craft paint. These are just 50-cent craft paints from Walmart, our local everything store. And I have one of my backgrounds, which I've just smeared paint on, extra paint after our previous exercises. You could also take a previous piece of art and deepen the animal wisdom by now embodying the energy and applying more paint, applying more marks, applying more of that energy. I also have my Canson mixed media sketchbook, and I'm going to be playing in this as well. So, I am simply going to embody, get back into my giraffe energy. I want you to get back in your animal's energy and really feel that energy all throughout your body, all throughout your aura. Feel that energy coming from your heart center out your arms and into your hands, which are extensions of your heart chakra. And we're really bringing that energy, and then we're going to infuse the energy in our marks, in the paper or canvas or whatever else you're working on. So I'm just going to demo and kind of talk you through as I'm making marks. Feel free to repeat this exercise as many times as you like. You can continue layers on the same piece, or you can do, you could do 12 different individual pieces of art right now. Just make sure that, you're doing this intuitively, that you're embodying the energy as you create. All right. So I am going to flip you down so you can watch what I'm doing here. All right. So the first thing that I'm feeling, I'm just asking myself what I feel compelled to pick up next. And I want you to notice your first impulse. My first impulse is to reach over to my chalk pastels, and I just grabbed this yellow one. Then I ask myself, and I ask the energy, what movement wants to come out on paper? And it just this kind of up and down stroking movement is coming out. So I'm just honoring that. The goal is with this exercise is to embody and express the energy so that we can deepen that energy, deepen the wisdom, bring it into the 3D realm, as opposed to I'm going to create a picture of a giraffe. The next thing I felt compelled to do was to pick up a pastel. So I want you to honor your impulses. As you notice that you are looking at a color, you glance at a new tool, I want you to honor that impulse and pick it up and play with it. This nice calm energy is what's coming through for me right now. I feel compelled to make these nice, soft, deliberate lines. And even in some cases, going back over the lines that are already there. This is feeling very meditative. The giraffe energy that I'm feeling right now is just very calm, very deliberate, very straightforward. And now I feel like picking up one of my water brushes. This is just a brush that has water in it, and you can squeeze the water out. And I'm just going back over these pastel lines with my water brush. And that's making a nice softer line, a very soft line. And as always, I suggest working with a kind of paper or canvas or something that is somewhat thick, just so you have more flexibility to play with different media, that it's not going to rip the paper, if you apply water. So I'm just going back and forth over my chalk pastel lines with this water brush and really just feeling the energy and enjoying being in the energy of my spirit animal. From here, I feel like picking up my oil pastels. The first one I grabbed is this violet color, and I'm feeling compelled to start to make circular marks. Again, I'm just demonstrating and talking you through what I'm feeling and what I'm doing as a result, but in no way am I asking you to copy, my marks and my expression, because this is my connection with the giraffe. Even if you are connected to the giraffe, your connection is going to be different. Now, I felt compelled to pick up the orange water-soluble oil pastel. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just adding circles because that energy is it's almost like a vortex energy. And I didn't think about this, but I'm noticing that these are, kind of like spots. And I'm picking up my water brush again, and I'm just going over those oil pastel lines to soften them, because I'm feeling this really soft, stable, stepping forward energy. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So anything you want to express, use as many tools as you like. If I wanted to here, I could flip to another piece of paper and continue on another piece of paper. It's even possible at a later date that once you've worked with your animal medicine energy in this way multiple times and have several pieces, that you could tear up those pieces and collage them and then paint on top of that to make a completely new, deeper, more transformational piece. Not that this isn't transformational. You can just continue to add layers to the energies. Picking up another oil pastel, just lines that are coming through. Honoring the feeling that is coming from my heart center out my arms, and is guiding me. And the guidance doesn't need to be overt. It doesn't need to be a voice speaking in your head, make this line. I'm feeling drawn to pull out my purple acrylic paint, and I'm just flipping over this other piece to use kind of as a sample palette. I wasn't anticipating using acrylics, but now I'm just making more marks with my fingers. And I'm making shorter marks now, kind of like a delicate touching of the paint and a delicate, not really heavy application. I'm allowing my fingers to drag through and just create these lovely marks, these lovely juicy marks that are just kind of coming out. And now I'm coming at it from the bottom here. Just feeling more movement, more of that delicate, almost like I'm creating a container for this energy as I'm painting. So here we go. Here we go. All right, and now I'm feeling drawn to a chalk pastel again, which doesn't seem super logical, but the illogical choices are usually the right ones. That's kind of how you can know that you're not consciously driving the decision making, so it makes it a lot of fun. Now I am feeling drawn to another chalk pastel, and I'm going to drag it through the acrylic. Drag it through the acrylic, which is not a conscious choice I would have made, so that makes me confident that I am listening, because to me, I would not just pick up a chalk pastel consciously and start to add to that. Now I'm adding more lines, just an up and down, a scrubbing back and forth. Here we go. And I'm feeling like adding some more up here. I'm kind of dragging that through. And then I'm just feeling like making some more marks down here. So all the way up at the top, kind of blending with some of that chalk pastel. And now I'm feeling compelled to pick up my water brush again, so I'm doing it. Squeezing some water down into the brush tip and just going over that green, which is making it softer, blending a little more. Not too much because it doesn't feel like I want to get too muddy with this color, but it does feel like this is a softening of the energy, you know, a laying down of the marks, and then a beautiful carry through, beautiful carrying through of this energy. All right, and here we go. Just adding more oil pastel. Deepening, deepening, and now I am feeling like, again, this is not a choice that I consciously would have made, adding red, and I see one of my little foam brushes. I just have some random foam brushes, which feels like it's coming to be added to this piece. So I'm just adding it, adding it. There we go. All right, just dragging that through, layers and movement. This is feeling like the forward movement. I really feel like giraffe is here for me to guide me forward and standing out and lifting my head high and really being confident in what I am creating in the world. So that's just the energy that's kind of feeling like those marks are. Picking up my oil pastel again. Circular energy, circular. And if you're not sure, if you get stuck and you get a little too much in your head, there's a couple things you can do. You can go back to the meditation and go through the meditation again, or you could just put this away and kind of recenter yourself and tune into your animal. Or you can just go with a shape or a color that you love, that you just absolutely love, so delightful. For me, the chalk pastels are really fun to play with, and acrylic paint is really fun for me to smear. I also love the high flow acrylic paints, which are these, the Golden brand, and actually, since I pulled that out, now I'm feeling compelled to use it. So, no accidents, right? But just pull out a supply that you love and start to play with it and have the intention of deepening your animal energy. So now I'm just holding this up as the drips happen, and I'm just kind of allowing the energy to still flow, allowing myself to just feel into the alchemy that's happening here with the different layers, the different marks. And I'm just allowing this to happen. It's not forced. I'm not trying to get a specific result. And now I feel like it's time to set it down. I feel like I'm going to pick up my foam brush again and just kind of drag. So again, these are not conscious. These are not conscious decisions. There we go. Just kind of dragging. And that's bringing through more of that dynamic. Just very lightly. This is not pressure. I'm not using pressure really at all. And then I feel like bringing some of those marks down a little further. Just deepening, deepening. And you'll notice, I mean, these are not colors you would necessarily associate with a giraffe. If you think giraffe, I wouldn't necessarily pull out these colors and say, I'm going to make a giraffe piece. And that's the key. It's not what you're thinking about doing. It's where the energy is leading you and giving yourself permission and the courage to follow what is coming through. So there's where we are so far. Just gazing over my supplies, and I feel like this green chalk pastel. And one way that I kind of feel the energy, or you can, this is something you could play around with, is just kind of hovering my hand with my tool over my paper, and wherever I feel an impulse to touch down, and then I ask or just feel into what movement I want to make. And it's that just kind of scrubbing movement that I feel like making. So it's coming over here, and then I feel my mind trying to get into it and saying, oh, you need to balance that out. And then I shut my mind off and just come back to the paper, come back to the marks. Where else do they feel like? Kind of feels, I'm feeling the urge to move this way, so I'm moving that way. It's interesting. This is layering over the previous green marks. So just really intuitive and even against logic, if that's what's coming through. All right, and I'm feeling kind of up here. I need to add some more. Just an impulse, kind of an itch that needs to be scratched to add more, color up in that area. All right, and this feels complete with the green. So again, I'm just asking, I feel like my water brush is coming out again, and I don't want to do too much with the water brush this time. It's just making some marks. I'm not dampening the whole thing, but just it's giving more movement, and it feels like it's just allowing the energy to integrate a little more. All right, feeling again. Got my pink water soluble oil pastel. It's coming out, and just having fun. If this starts to become work or feel difficult, please stop and come back to it later. I really want you to be able to focus on the energy and not the mind. Give the mind permission while it keeps us safe in a lot of respects. Give the mind permission to take a break. All right, I'm feeling drawn back to that yellow chalk pastel, and the circles are coming back. So we've got layers. I mean, this almost kind of feels like a native environment here. Intuitive, just totally intuitive. Just totally intuitive. There we go. I'm just kind of feeling, and I'm drawn to the oil pastel again. This is slate gray. And I just feel like I need to draw loosely over those circles that I just made. And really just allow yourself to be free, to play. And I'm just focusing on the moment. I'm not planning anything. I'm not predicting anything. I actually have a water brush that I filled with ink. And I'm just feeling drawn to squeeze some ink out and make some like little spirally, brushy spirals on top of these same marks, the yellow circles with the slate gray scribbles on top. I'm just feeling like adding that spiral. Which is funny because I did mention vortex energy earlier. And now I feel drawn to this yellow and green, and it's feeling like I'm about complete. At least for this session, you can see this is just the back of this piece that I'm using as a palette, so you don't need any fancy equipment. It's really just playing wherever you are. I am at our little, we don't really have a dining room, but I'm at my little table. My son is in the other room, so you don't even need, structured blocks of time. I mean, this video has been going on for about 20 minutes, and that's a great little chunk of time. You can even do something like this in 5 minutes. I have a free little course where I've got some videos doing art in the car, you know, in 5-minute increments. I feel like picking up my foam brush, so I'm going to do that. So it's really not about, again, the structure. It's about the expression, which is what makes it so fun. So just making little marks where I feel like, and I need some more green because it does not feel like the green is complete yet. So here we go. And just feeling, continuing to feel that animal energy. If a certain word pops into your mind, maybe you'd like to integrate that word, but you don't need to be looking for messages. You don't need to be creating, you know, specific outcomes in your mind. So just feel free to express whatever you impulsively have a desire to express, because we are tuned into our animal's medicine, and we have already set the intention to bring through energy and to deepen the wisdom. So that's exactly what we're doing. All right, I'm feeling like picking up my black pastel, and I feel kind of like I'm bringing this together a little bit. I have a circle here, a little bit of a bold circle, shape, inner and outer circles, shape. And then I feel again, coming back to this yellow, so I'm just kind of adding this a little bit on top of that pastel. And then I feeling like another color is coming. But this is all just really about the movements and the colors and the shapes that feel right to you. It's not a thinking thing. It's if it feels awkward or you feel like you're forcing anything, go ahead and take a break and give the energy you've got down already some time to integrate and kind of meld and alchemize. And then come back and place some more when you're feeling you know, less stressed or less confined, less pressured. This should be pressure-free, a pressure-free process. I'm coming back to that chalk pastel, and this is all completely intuitive. I just feel like I need to add some more lightly in there. All right. Okay, I'm coming back to this one. So these colors are really becoming prominent because I keep picking them up. All right. And one last thing, I feel like just this white chalk pastel wanted to be picked up. Just kind of making some movement. And then I'm feeling like a white. I felt like looking for a white, and then this one fell into my hand. So again, I'm always listening. Always listening. Just feeling around for where my brush wants to be put down. And sometimes there's a mark that feels like it wants to come out, so then I have that mark in mind as I'm adding marks here. More feeling, feels like here, 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 here. All right. Okay. All right, so for now, this feels complete to me, and it's just a feeling that I have. I feel the urge to set it down and just kind of let it rest, although now I feel the urge to add some little green dots, so that's what I'm doing. Well, I said I was at a stopping place, and then it just had a little bit. Wait, don't forget about us. Add some more. Add some more. All right, so all right, so here is where we are. And again, the point of this was not to create something specific. It's simply to embody the animal energy and allow that embodiment to dictate what I'm energetically putting into form. I'm embodying, putting it into a body in the shape of art. So enjoy playing around with that. I can't wait to see what you create. Again, this is something you can do as often as you like. You can continually add to other pieces of work. As I showed you before, this was my kind of scrap paper where I was just wiping extra paint from our previous exercises, and this could be a perfect background. It's already got some of that giraffe energy into it because I had the intentions with the paint, etc. To be working with this process. So it's already got some layers of that intention and animal energy in there, and I can just continue to build. So enjoy, and I will see you next lesson.